In an unpredictable world, strong alliances are more than just diplomatic ties. They're commitments forged through shared history, military cooperation, and mutual values. The United States as a global superpower has formed powerful bonds with nations that would stand by its side in times of crisis. These aren't just strategic partners. They're countries that have proven time and again they're willing to defend America's interests, ideals, and even its soil when it matters most. In this video, we're counting down the top 10 countries that will defend America no matter what. From longtime NATO allies to key Pacific and European partners, these nations have stood shoulder to shoulder with the U.S. in global conflicts, peacekeeping missions, and diplomatic challenges. Make sure to hit like, subscribe, and stay with us as we explore the nations that have America's back no matter the cost. You're listening to the old allies, to the great conflicts on screen or off. Number 10, United Kingdom. When it comes to unwavering allies, the United Kingdom stands at the very top of the list. The US and UK share what's famously known as the special relationship, a bond that's endured through wars, diplomacy, intelligence, and culture for over a century. From World War I and II to Iraq and Afghanistan, British troops have stood alongside American forces in every major military conflict. This partnership is built not just on shared language and values, but on deep trust and global strategic alignment. Intelligence cooperation between the two nations is among the closest in the world. As part of the Five Eyes Alliance, the UK and US share critical security and surveillance data, allowing them to jointly counter terrorism, cyber threats, and hostile state actors. Joint military drills such as Atlantic Trident and Aurora reflect not only interoperability, but a level of coordination that few other allies can match. The two nations even share nuclear technology and submarine capabilities under long-standing defense agreements. Militarily, the UK is one of only a few nations capable of deploying global force alongside the US. With modern aircraft carriers like HMS Queen Elizabeth, a fleet of F-35 fighter jets, and elite forces like the SAS, Britain remains one of NATO's most capable militaries. Its bases around the world, from Cyprus to the Falkland Islands, give it a global footprint that complements U.S. military strategy. Whether it's in the Middle East, the Indo-Pacific, or Eastern Europe, the UK is almost always on the front lines with America. Politically and culturally, the UK and US remain tightly aligned. British and American leaders often consult on major global events, and public opinion in both countries generally supports the alliance. Through generations, this bond has been tested and proven. In 2025, if America were ever under threat, the United Kingdom wouldn't hesitate. History, strategy, and mutual respect ensure that the UK would rise to defend its closest and most enduring ally. Number 9. Canada. When it comes to reliable allies, few countries have a bond as close and enduring as the United States and Canada. Sharing the world's longest undefended border, these two nations are not only neighbors, but deeply integrated defense and diplomatic partners. Their relationship is built on mutual respect, trust, and shared democratic values. In times of crisis, from global wars to natural disasters, Canada has consistently stood by the United States, offering not only military support, but humanitarian aid and political solidarity. At the core of their defense relationship is NORAD, the North American Aerospace Defense Command, a unique binational partnership that monitors and protects North American airspace. Since its formation during the Cold War, NORAD has symbolized just how deeply intertwined U.S. and Canadian security truly is. Whether tracking missile threats or responding to emergencies, both nations operate side by side in real time. This level of defense integration is rare, making Canada one of the few countries with direct operational access to American homeland defense. Canada has never hesitated to put boots on the ground in support of U.S.-led missions. From World War II to Korea, from Afghanistan to the fight against ISIS, Canadian troops have deployed alongside American forces in some of the world's most challenging conflict zones. As a founding member of NATO, Canada shares America's global defense commitments and regularly contributes to peacekeeping and stabilization missions across Europe, the Middle East, and beyond. But the strength of this alliance goes beyond military might. The US and Canada are each other's largest trading partners, and their people-to-people ties, through family, business, culture, and education, are among the strongest in the world. Canadian public opinion overwhelmingly supports cooperation with the United States, and when push comes to shove, Canada has shown it will be there. In 2025 and beyond, if America ever calls, Canada will answer not just as a neighbor, but as one of its truest and most dependable allies. Number 8. Australia. Australia is one of America's most loyal and strategically important allies in the Indo-Pacific region. The alliance dates back to World War I, and, since then, Australian and American forces have fought side by side in every major conflict, from World War II to Korea, Vietnam, Iraq, and Afghanistan. This enduring military partnership is rooted not only in mutual defense agreements, but also in a deep cultural and political alignment. In 2025, with global tensions rising in the Pacific, the Australia-US alliance is more relevant than ever. The backbone of the military relationship is the ANZUS Treaty, a defense agreement between Australia, New Zealand, and the United States that ensures mutual support in case of regional threats. Australia has also joined forces with the US and the UK in the AUKUS Pact, a groundbreaking alliance focused on nuclear-powered submarine development and advanced defense technology. With American Marines now permanently stationed in Darwin, Northern Territory, Australia is not only a military partner, it's a frontline asset in projecting US power across the Asia-Pacific. Australia and the United States also work closely in intelligence and cybersecurity through the Five Eyes Alliance, which includes Canada, the UK, and New Zealand. This elite intelligence sharing network allows both nations to coordinate on counterterrorism, surveillance, and cyber defense. In a digital age, where threats are increasingly sophisticated and global, Australia's commitment to intelligence cooperation makes it one of America's most trusted eyes and ears in the region. Beyond the battlefield and intelligence corridors, Australia and America share democratic ideals, a free market economy, and strong public support for one another. Australians have consistently stood with the US not out of obligation, but out of shared values and common purpose. In any future conflict involving the United States, particularly in the Indo-Pacific, Australia wouldn't hesitate. With boots on the ground, intelligence on the wire, and submarines at sea, Australia will stand by America no matter what. Number 7. Japan. Japan is one of the United States' most important and steadfast allies in the Asia-Pacific region. Since the signing of the US-Japan Security Treaty in 1960, the two countries have built a defense alliance that is central to peace and stability in East Asia. Although Japan maintains a self-defense-oriented military under its pacifist constitution, it has increasingly taken a more active role in regional and global security. With deep-rooted economic, military, and political ties, Japan has proven time and again that its alliance with the US goes beyond formality. It's a genuine strategic partnership. Japan hosts over 50,000 US troops, including the US 7th Fleet and the largest overseas US Navy installation in Yokosuka. These bases form the backbone of America's presence in the Indo-Pacific and are critical to responding to threats in the region. From North Korea's provocations to growing tensions in the South China Sea, Japan and the US regularly engage in large-scale joint exercises like Keen Sword and Iron Fist, ensuring that both nations are prepared to operate side by side in any conflict. Japan has also been investing heavily in strengthening its military capabilities, particularly in missile defense, cybersecurity, and maritime security. With growing regional threats, especially from China and North Korea, Japan has embraced a more proactive defense policy, while still upholding its constitutional principles. In close collaboration with the US, Japan's self-defense forces are among the most advanced in the world, capable of supporting American forces both defensively and offensively when required. Beyond military cooperation, the U.S.-Japan alliance is bolstered by strong diplomatic, economic, and cultural bonds. Japan is one of America's largest trading partners and a major contributor to global development and peacekeeping efforts. Public opinion in Japan has remained largely supportive of the alliance, recognizing that a secure and stable region benefits both nations. In 2025 and beyond, if the United States faces conflict in the Pacific, Japan won't just be nearby, it will be ready to stand with America as a committed ally and a trusted friend. Number 6. Germany. Germany stands as a cornerstone of transatlantic security and one of America's most vital allies in Europe. As a founding member of NATO and the largest economy in the European Union, Germany plays a critical role in upholding Western democratic values and collective defense. The partnership between the United States and Germany has been central to European stability since the end of World War II, evolving into a powerful alliance that combines economic strength, military coordination, and diplomatic leadership. Germany is home to key U.S. military installations, including Ramstein Air Base and Landstuhl Regional Medical Center, which serve as logistical and medical hubs for American forces in Europe, the Middle East, and Africa. These bases enable rapid deployment and coordination, and their presence reflects Germany's deep strategic alignment with U.S. military priorities. Joint training exercises and integrated command structures ensure that U.S. and German forces are not just allies, they're operational partners. In recent years, Germany has committed to increasing its defense spending and modernizing its military in response to growing security concerns in Europe, particularly following Russia's aggression in Ukraine. Germany's advanced military technologies, like its Leopard tanks, missile systems, and growing cyber defense capabilities, make it a key contributor to NATO's collective deterrence strategy. In close cooperation with the U.S., Germany also plays a vital role in intelligence sharing, counterterrorism, and stabilizing global conflict zones. While Germany may take a cautious approach to military engagement, its commitment to the transatlantic alliance remains firm. The political, economic, and historical bonds between Berlin and Washington ensure a partnership rooted in mutual respect and long-term cooperation. In times of crisis, Germany has consistently supported U.S. strategic goals, from Balkans peacekeeping to Afghan reconstruction in 2025. If the United States finds itself in need, Germany's support, through NATO and beyond, would be strong, calculated, and unwavering. Number 5. France. France stands out as one of the United States' oldest and most enduring allies. The alliance dates back to the American Revolutionary War, where French forces helped secure U.S. independence. Today, France remains a powerful and independent military force with a global reach and a committed NATO member. While it often takes a more autonomous approach to foreign policy, France has consistently proven its willingness to support the United States in major conflicts, from World War II to the global fight against terrorism. France brings serious capabilities to the table. It's one of the few nations in the world with nuclear weapons, an aircraft carrier, Charles de Gaulle, and fully expeditionary armed forces. French troops have worked side by side with U.S. forces in Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, and across Africa's Sahel region, especially in counterterrorism operations. The two countries conduct regular joint training, share intelligence, and cooperate on advanced defense technologies. France and the U.S. also work closely on diplomatic fronts, often leading joint initiatives at the United Nations, G7, and NATO. Despite occasional policy differences, their long-standing partnership is built on shared values like democracy, rule of law, and human rights. France is deeply committed to European security and global stability, which aligns strongly with America's own global objectives. Their collaboration extends beyond military into areas like climate policy, international development, and crisis response. France's defense of the transatlantic alliance is not just strategic, it's emotional and historical. The beaches of Normandy remain a powerful reminder of Franco-American solidarity in times of crisis. And in 2025, that solidarity is just as strong. If America were to face a major threat, France's leadership, military force, and diplomatic clout would be firmly aligned with its oldest ally. Whether through NATO or bilateral coordination, France would not hesitate to stand with the United States when it matters most. Number 4. South Korea. South Korea is one of America's most committed and strategically vital allies in Asia. Forged through the hardships of the Korean War, the alliance between the United States and South Korea is built on decades of shared sacrifice and common defense. The presence of approximately 28,000 U.S. troops stationed on South Korean soil is not just symbolic. It's a clear demonstration of a mutual commitment to peace, deterrence, and rapid response in one of the world's most volatile regions. The two nations maintain one of the most advanced and integrated military partnerships in the world. Through joint operations like Full Eagle and Ulchi Freedom Shield, American and South Korean forces train year-round to ensure seamless cooperation in the event of conflict, particularly from threats posed by North Korea. South Korea also hosts cutting-edge defense systems including THAAD missile defense and F-35 stealth fighters, enhancing both nations' deterrence capabilities and making any attack on either country a significant risk for aggressors. Beyond conventional forces, the U.S. and South Korea collaborate closely on intelligence, cybersecurity, and space defense, fields critical to modern warfare. South Korea has made tremendous strides in military technology and has become one of the top arms producers in Asia. Its commitment to increasing defense spending and acquiring advanced capabilities reflects a long-term dedication to shared security. As global threats grow more complex, this alliance is evolving to meet the challenges of the 21st century head-on. Politically and culturally, the ties between South Korea and the United States run deep. From diplomatic coordination to robust economic and cultural exchange, the alliance is one of shared values: freedom, democracy, and mutual respect. In 2025, if the United States were ever under threat, South Korea wouldn't hesitate. Its leaders, its military, and its people have long demonstrated their readiness to stand with America not only out of obligation, but out of loyalty forged in history and trust. Number 3. Poland. Poland has emerged as one of the United States' most dedicated and enthusiastic allies in Europe, especially in recent years. As a frontline NATO member bordering Ukraine and Belarus, Poland plays a critical role in securing the eastern flank of the alliance. Its relationship with the U.S. is driven not just by diplomacy, but by a deep sense of shared purpose: defending freedom, deterring aggression, and promoting Western security. In the face of rising regional threats, Poland has doubled down on its commitment to U.S. partnership like few others. Poland has made enormous investments in its military, becoming one of the few NATO countries to exceed the 2% GDP defense spending target. It hosts thousands of rotating U.S. and NATO troops and advanced defense systems like Patriot missiles and F-35 fighters. In 2020, Poland signed a historic defense cooperation agreement with the U.S., which allows for an expanded American presence on Polish soil, including logistics hubs and a U.S. Army division headquarters, further proof that Poland is prepared to defend the alliance alongside America. Poland's strong response to the war in Ukraine, including billions in military aid and accepting millions of refugees, demonstrates its proactive stance on regional security. It sees American leadership as essential to stability in Europe and has repeatedly called for increased U.S. involvement in the region. Polish forces regularly train with American troops and contribute to missions in Iraq, Afghanistan, and beyond. In the eyes of Poland, an attack on the U.S. or its allies is an attack on the values Poland is prepared to defend. This alliance isn't just strategic, it's popular. Polls show that Polish citizens overwhelmingly support the U.S. and NATO cooperation. The memory of past struggles for sovereignty gives Poland a powerful reason to stand with nations that uphold freedom and democracy. In 2025 and beyond, if the United States were ever in need, Poland wouldn't hesitate to respond. With its growing military strength, strategic location, and unwavering loyalty, Poland stands ready to defend America, no matter the cost. Number 2. Israel. Israel is one of America's closest and most strategically significant allies in the Middle East. The U.S.-Israel relationship is rooted in shared democratic values, decades of military cooperation, and a deep mutual commitment to regional security. Since its founding in 1948, Israel has relied heavily on U.S. support, and in return it has offered unparalleled intelligence, military innovation, and strategic presence in one of the world's most complex geopolitical landscapes. In times of global tension, the bond between these two nations only grows stronger. Israel is the largest cumulative recipient of U.S. foreign military aid, which has helped fund some of the most advanced defense systems in the world, including the Iron Dome, David's Sling, and Arrow missile systems. But the partnership isn't one-sided. Israel is a leader in cyber defense, drone technology, and battlefield innovation, much of which is shared with the U.S. Through joint military exercises, co-development projects, and real-time intelligence collaboration, their joint use of F-35 stealth fighters underscores how integrated their operations have become. The intelligence alliance between the U.S. and Israel is among the most robust on the planet. From counter-terrorism to cyber warfare, Israeli agencies like Mossad and Unit 8200 work closely with American counterparts to prevent threats before they reach either nation's borders. This cooperation has saved countless lives, disrupted terrorist networks, and enhanced national security for both sides. In the increasingly digital and unconventional landscape of global threats, Israel's expertise is not just helpful, it's indispensable. Politically and culturally, support for the U.S.-Israel alliance remains strong in both countries. American presidents and Israeli prime ministers regularly reaffirm their unbreakable bond, and public opinion polls show high levels of mutual trust. If the United States were ever under attack or facing a major international crisis, Israel would undoubtedly stand by its side, not just out of alliance obligations but out of loyalty forged through decades of shared struggle, mutual benefit, and unwavering friendship. Number 1. The American people. In any crisis, foreign or domestic, the strongest line of defense for the United States has always been its own people. The American spirit is defined by resilience, courage, and a deep-rooted belief in freedom and democracy. Whether it's rallying in the aftermath of 9/11, responding to natural disasters, or stepping up during global conflicts, the American people consistently show up, not just in uniform, but as volunteers, first responders, innovators, and citizens ready to defend their way of life. The strength of America doesn't lie solely in its military might or economic power. It lies in its people's willingness to fight for what's right. Millions have answered the call to serve in the armed forces, while countless others have contributed on the home front, building support systems for veterans, speaking up for human rights, or defending the nation's core values through democratic engagement. From coast to coast, the collective energy of the American people fuels the country's ability to rise in the face of adversity. The American people come from every walk of life, different races, religions, cultures, and beliefs, but what unites them is a shared commitment to protecting their freedoms and communities. Time and again, they've proven that when the country is tested, they come together. Whether in times of war, pandemic, or economic hardship, ordinary citizens have shown extraordinary resolve, reminding the world that America's greatest asset is not just its weapons or policies, but the people who live, work, and believe in its ideals. In 2025 and beyond, no matter what challenges the United States may face, foreign threats, internal divides, or global uncertainties, the American people will always be the nation's first and last defenders. Their patriotism, unity in moments of crisis, and refusal to back down from protecting their home make them not just citizens, but the beating heart of the nation. If America ever needs defending, it's the American people who will rise, not out of obligation, but out of love for the country they call home. Conclusion. When the stakes are high and global tensions rise, America is not alone. From powerful military partners like the United Kingdom, Japan, and Germany, to deeply trusted allies like Canada, Australia, and Israel, these nations have shown time and again that their commitment to the U.S. goes beyond treaties. It's rooted in shared values, history, and mutual defense. Whether through joint operations, intelligence sharing, or boots on the ground, these countries stand ready to support and defend the United States when it matters most. And let's not forget the most crucial ally of all, the American people. Their resilience, unity, and unwavering spirit remain the bedrock of the nation's strength. As we face new challenges in 2025 and beyond, it's clear that the United States is backed by not just powerful friends, but by a global network of partners who believe in freedom, democracy, and standing together when it counts. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments, who do you think is America's most loyal ally?